I don't know if you've seen the state of the secondhand car market these days, but 5K doesn't really get you much anymore. But lucky for you and me, there are still a solid handful of uber cheap, seriously fun, and genuinely practical cars to find on a 5K budget. And I've got 10 of them laid out for you here today, starting with the Acura TSX. All right, yes, up first, the Acura TSX. And you might be saying, well, that's just a gussied up Honda Accord. And well, yeah, you'd be right, but that's exactly why it's such a damn good choice. That means you get rock solid reliability wrapped in a more upscale, sporty package. So what's not to love? Under the hood, the TSX comes with a rev-happy 2.4-liter VTEC engine, and if you're lucky, you can also get a slick 6-speed manual transmission. It is such a good ride because the handling is responsive and confidence-inspiring, so drivers can enjoy some spirited cornering without feeling out of control. It's got enough power to be engaging, but not so much that it's going to overwhelm you as an inexperienced driver or a veteran. Plus, being a Honda at heart, maintenance is straightforward and parts are easy to find, a huge win for long-term ownership. And if nothing else, the interior is comfy AF. Honda knows how to do seats and ergonomics like nobody else. Here's one we found listed for less than $4,500, and you can find all these ideal deals via Auto Tempest in the pinned first comment. So go check them out and let us know how cheap you can get it. Next, okay, real quick, if you're watching this, you're exactly the type of person who's gonna wanna know about this. We are launching the Ideal Collective, our very own car club where you could win a fully built Ideal ride. Yes, it's 100% free right now. Sign up and learn about it when it drops. Click the link in the pinned first comment. Get on the front lines. What are you waiting for? Okay, you and me might be sick of hearing this, but yes, the Miata just has to be on here. I mean, no best cheap cars list is complete without it, and it's the answer to just about everything as a fun car. So, these things are lightweight, rear-wheel drive, and beloved by enthusiasts for the sweet, sweet handling and open-top joy. It may be small, but big things come in small packages, and it delivers on huge grins per smile. In other words, if you can live with 2 seats and a tiny trunk, you're in for one of the purest driving experiences out there, hands down. For drivers who are budding enthusiasts, the Miata teaches you a lot. The handling is razor sharp and perfectly balanced, so you learn to take corners with finesse. The power is modest, which actually will work in your favor because you can floor it and have fun without going into supersonic or, getting in too much trouble. Plus, the Miata's 5-speed manual is forgiving, but also one of the crispiest shifters in the biz. Here's an NB Miata with extra cute wheels we found listed for $4,900. Again, find them in the first link. Okay, we got the Miata out of the way, and we're gonna go back to Honda for a second because the Honda Civic is probably the most deserving to be on this list. Practically an automotive rite of passage. The Civic has earned a reputation for legendary reliability and an insane community of tuners and modders. As a first car, a Civic can be whatever you want it to be. Efficient daily commuter, a show car, or a project build to learn wrenching on car. It's lightweight and nimble, so beginners find it easy to drive and park. The handling is sharp enough to have fun on twisty roads, especially with the sportier trims or if you add something like suspension later. The available power ranges from decent in the standard models to pretty peppy in the SI versions. And if it's not enough, the aftermarket scene has your back. Intake, exhaust, turbo kits, you name it. This one's priced online right now for only $4K. And real quick, there's nothing like a little Huracan Performante V10 in the morning. Okay, if you've ever imagined yourself turning heads in a jaw-dropping supercar, you are in the right place. Sign up. Sign up for the Ideal Collective. Right now, it is completely free, and I've linked to it in the pinned first comment down below. And just by signing up, you'll be the first to know about the giveaway. Spots are limited, so sign up today. Again, it's in the pinned first comment, and now, back to the show. If you crave Americana and a bit of muscle, a 90s Ford Mustang is a loud, fun, and really readily available choice. These older Mustangs, think 1994 to 2004, SN95, and new Edge models, combine V8s and rear-wheel drive antics with dirt cheap prices on the used market. For an enthusiast, the Mustang offers different flavors of fun compared to the smaller import. The power from a V8 GT model is plentiful, and it delivers on that signature torquey shove off the line. Even the V6 models can be enjoyable and often come even cheaper with lower insurance costs as well. The handling on 90s Mustangs is more about straight line speed and smoky burnouts than carving tight corners, but some suspension tweaks, they can hold their own on a curvy back road. Parts availability is of course excellent, and the aftermarket, it's huge, and you can modify modify every nut and bolt on these things for cheap. This '05 New Edge is listed for less than $4,000. Yeah, it's a V6, but you could find a V8 for right around $5,000 if you have that kind of budget. But this is a great cheap option that's abundant everywhere. It's about time Toyota showed up on our list, and this time it's the Toyota Celica GTS. Yes, under the hood, the GTS model boasts a 1.8-liter 2ZZ-GE engine co-developed with Yamaha, which means it loves to rev up and down all day long. Plus, it produces a spicy 180 horsepower, which, compared to the 6-speed manual, which shifts better than a Ferrari 360 Modena gated, yeah, this is seriously affordable fun. For new drivers, the Celica is approachable. The handling is tight and responsive. This car is light on its feet, making it great for winding roads or autocross weekends if you're into that. It's front-wheel drive, so it's predictable, easy to control, even if the weather gets bad. Also, the high-revving nature of the engine makes you really have to work the gearbox to maximize the engine's performance, and that's the absolute best way to learn how to drive properly. And bam, here's a GTS we found for about $3,900. The Mazda 3 is an all-around star in the cheap car universe. Often described as an underrated gem in the used car market, the first-generation Mazda 3 offers a surprising blend of practicality and driving fun. It comes as a sedan or a hatchback, with the hatch being especially popular amongst enthusiasts and folks in school with stuff to haul. Climbing into a Mazda 3, a new driver will immediately appreciate the responsive steering and agile chassis. This car just loves to zip around town and dart through corners, making everyday driving more enjoyable. The available engines, a 2-liter and 2.3-liter 4-cylinder, it's not going to blow the doors off of you if you drag race, but they provide decent acceleration and nice little growls when you push them. For a cheap car, the Mazda 3 hits the sweet spot. It's small enough to be easy to maneuver, yet it feels sporty like a proper enthusiast ride. The stick-shift versions in particular are a joy, and like I said with the Miata, Mazda knows how to do gearboxes really, really well. On the practical side though, you get decent fuel economy and Japanese-level reliability. These cars can rack up insane mileage with few issues if maintained well, and if you can find a Mazda Speed 3 that needs a little work, well, that's 260 plus horsepower stock, and you can get it back into shape. And if you can find a Mazda Speed 3 that needs a little bit of work, well, for $5,000, you get 260 plus turbocharged horses, and you can get it back into shape. Just a little bit of inside baseball for you. For $4,800, you can have this Mazda 3 Sport Trim hatchback, and that's a steal, folks. Now, you probably didn't expect this one, the Scion TC. Remember, Scion was Toyota's youth-oriented brand, and the TC was one of their most popular models. What you get is a sporty two-door hatchback coupe that's practical enough for daily use. Underneath the TC isn't a hardcore sports car, but it is fun. It's powered by a 2.4-liter engine, borrowed from the Camry, making about 160 horsepower and plenty of torque for zippy around-town performance. The car's handling is tuned for a good balance, comfortable enough for commuting, but still able to take on curvy roads with enthusiasm. It's not as sharp as a Miata or a Civic Si, but as a cheap car, it strikes a nice middle ground. Easy to drive, but still engaging when you push it a bit. The Scion TC also enjoys a healthy modding scene. There are plenty of cosmetic upgrades, you know, wheels, body kits, etc., and even TRD, Toyota Racing Development, they have performance parts floating around, including supercharger kits that some owners installed for more punch. While you might not dive into heavy mods right away, it's nice to know your TC can grow with your skills and interests. Insurance is usually reasonable on the TC as well, since it's not classified as a high-power sports car. We found this one with only 100,000 miles on it for under $5,000. If you've got a taste for European cars, an older BMW 3 Series can be had for surprisingly little money these days. Specifically, the early 2000s BMW 325i and 330i. You know, the E46 generation, or even the mid-2000s E90 gen from 2006 to 2011 or so. And those models have been creeping under the $5,000 category as well. These cars were the gold standard for sports sedans in their day, known for their balanced rear-wheel drive handling and silky smooth inline six. Getting one as your first car is totally doable on a budget, though you'll want to find one that's been well maintained. Even a base 325i packs around 184 horses, or 215 for early E90 models. And they love to rev. The chassis communicates the road to you in a way few cheaper cars can. It's a great teacher if you want to learn performance driving techniques. The steering, it's precise. The car stays balanced in corners, and overall, it just feels solid. Now, here's a little cautionary tale without scaring you too much. Any used BMW is going to require more attended maintenance than a Japanese economy car. But if you find one with good service history and maybe have a trusty mechanic to help you out, it's a manageable entry into European car ownership. Here's a lovely black 328i sedan for $4,500 listed right now. And of course, you can find that and more via the pinned first comment below. Maybe you're a little bit less about sportiness and more about cruising in comfort and style. Enter the Lexus LS400, a different kind of first car hero. The LS400 was a flagship luxury sedan in the 1990s, famous for its refined ride and bulletproof build quality. Today, it's a cool vintage choice that you can snag for cheap and enjoy old school Lexus prestige. Why would a Lexus LS400 make a great first cheap car? Well, first off, reliability. That 4-liter 1UZ V8 in these things were known to rack up 200, 300, or even more thousand of miles, and it still runs super smoothly as long as basic maintenance like timing belt chains and all that junk is done. The engineering is top notch. As a driver, you'll appreciate how smooth and stable the LS400 feels. It's not a sporty handler, but it's extremely predictable and easy to drive for a big car. Plus, you get the bragging rights of owning a Lexus for cheap, and I mean it when I say this. It's gotta be one of the comfiest cars that I've ever sat in my life, and my ass has been in a lot of car seats. Anyways, if you want a little bit more fun out of this big barge, there are plenty of aftermarket options because folks love to make these things into low VIP builds and drift cars all the time. Just know that it won't ride quite as well when it's slammed on its rockers. And for example, here's a solid 98 LS400 that's going for only $3,500. Okay, the Honda Fit, which fits this list, is up next, and don't let its tiny footprint fool you. The Fit is an absolute marvel of practicality and a surprisingly fun drive too. For first-time drivers, especially those who need something easy to maneuver and cheap to run, the Fit hits the bullseye. It's got a spacious interior and versatile cargo capabilities that defy its subcompact size. Now, being an enthusiast-minded list, let's talk about why the Fit is more than just an A to B transportation piece. The handling on the Honda Fit is often described as go-kart-like. It's lightweight, and it just feels eager to grip around corners. You won't be dusting people on the freeway with the Fit's 1.5-liter engine, but revving it out with the 5-speed manual is genuinely enjoyable. It is a momentum car, kind of like the Miata, meaning you need to learn how to carry speed through corners rather than relying on power, which is a fantastic skill for new drivers to develop. Steering is quick, and the car's small size means you can place it precisely on the road. It's confidence inspiring, whether you're navigating a tight city street or winding back roads. Plus, it's hard to find a car that's easier to park than a Fit. You can sneak into the tiniest spots with ease. And the aftermarket is way bigger than you might think. Guys have been making these into seriously fun canyon carvers for years now, and the parts to do it, well, they're cheap. Here's a super clean Fit Sport that's listed for $5K. You can find them for way cheaper than this, but this one's really nice, so someone go buy it before I do, please. Okay, so which one of these is your bread and butter for a cheap, fun ride? Let us know in the comments below. Also, have you owned any of them? Have you enjoyed it, not enjoyed it? I want to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and I'll be down in the comments as well. Also, if you enjoyed the vid, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. We'll catch you next week, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle.